Oh, here we are back at Derby. A couple of weeks ago we were here to do the two stations on the Matlock branch, Cromford and Matlock, and today we're going back there to do WHATSTANDWELL and discover its canal connection, and Ambergate, once important triangular shaped junction that's now just a single platform, but worth a look anyway.
WHATSTANDWELL. Mind the gap and step when leaving the train.
Right, here we are at WHATSTANDWELL on a bright sunny day. Light's playing havoc with the still shots because it's in the lens looking south, but never mind. WHATSTANDWELL tunnel in the background. The actual station here, the original station, was the other side of that, just the other side of the tunnel. But they moved it here in 1894, moved the station. Before we have a quick look round, and unfortunately WHATSTANDWELL hasn't got the buildings left that Cromford's got. It's still got the fantastic footbridge, which we'll have a look at in a minute, but it's lost a lot of its buildings. It's a sort of bus shelter job, and it's a bit sad. A few facts while you're having a look round. The Cromford Tramway Museum, very close to here, mile up the hill, very steep hill, going to take you about 20 to 25 minutes to walk it. It's 2 minutes in a taxi. It's a long walk. I did it 40 years ago. The last time I stood on this platform was 40 years ago. The other side of the trees there, Cromford Canal. We'll have a look at that, access via the footbridge. The original station, the other side of the tunnel, opened in 1849 by the, wait for it, this is a mouthful, the Manchester, Buxton, Matlock and Midland Joint Railway. Well, come on then. Right. There's a bridge over. Let's have a look at that. Cool, this is steep, isn't it? The Cromford Canal. There's the station footbridge ahead, and we'll just drop down on the towpath. Tell you what, it's not access all areas if you're disabled here. You just climb up to the Cromford Tramway Museum and walk up them steps, you just about be finished at the end of the day. It's just over there. So we'll have a look at the old tunnel. The old railway tunnel. Oh yes, there it is, look. There's the tunnel. The station used to be the other side of it. I'm not quite sure you can actually see that, but come to the northern end of the WHATSTANDWELL tunnel and there's the original platform just running along there. It's a bit precarious here, but that's the original station before it was moved south of the tunnel. There's actually a closer view here, look. The track, and beyond that the original platform. Now you can actually walk all the way from here to Ambergate, which we'll be looking at in a minute when we go down on the train. But you could actually walk there, and you can walk the other way to Cromford as well and join up with the railway, so you could get a train to Ambergate, walk to Cromford or WHATSTANDWELL, and then return back on the train if you fancied it. But the towpath's in excellent condition. This was the South Oxford. Be up to your elbows in mud this time of year. There we go, back down to the station to catch the next, photograph the next train coming through. I'd like to go further over that bridge one of these days. Access to the old original platform. Staff only, I'd say now. Oh. While it's great that this station's got bicycle racks, they're not exactly in keeping with the surroundings, are they? I think they'd look fine at a larger station.
Vaping and e-cigarettes are not permitted anywhere on our stations or on our trains.
Just one more little weird fact to report about a bizarre accident that happened here way back. A luggage van in 1853 was derailed, and the crane that came out from Derby re-railed the train, come back onto the main line as it would have been then, not just this single track. Went back onto the main line, wrong road. You could have gone further south to the crossover and crossed over to the right direction, but no, thought they could get back to Derby before anything else was dispatched from Derby, and they didn't. A locomotive coming from Derby collided with the crane, the fireman was killed, and the people on the crane, or the motive power that drove the crane, whatever it was, ended up in serious trouble. You see, these are the little touches I look for rather than the big things, gestures. It's like at Ridgemont last week, isn't it? It's the small things. This little box here of crocus. You've got the paintings from the local schools by the kids. Best kept station garden, runners up. So all these little things. But it's a shame that it's lost all its buildings. If you look at old archive pictures of this, there were buildings all over there, like at Cromford, similar. On this side there was a railway station, solid brick building, canopies, 2 tracks, staff. I think stations are going the wrong way, to be honest with you. There we are, we've now arrived at Ambergate, which is amazing, knowing what this junction used to be like. This was one side of the triangle along here, and then the other side used to sweep in around this back, and the other around the back there, and it was a triangular station. Now it's just this one platform. Right, but this tour won't take long. We've got flower boxes. Let's look on the positive. It's rural, nice setting, trees, leafy. Flower pots ready to be planted, so that's good. I expect there's 10 pages in the health and safety manual right there. And all we've got really up this end, 2 benches, grit bin. There is something interesting over this fence. You've got the original props for the buildings. If you look online and see this place as it was in the 50s, it had numerous buildings on all 3 sides of its triangle, and these pillars, I fancy, were there to prop up the buildings. Long gone. While it's great that Ambergate's still open, of course, as far as buildings go, this is what we're left with. Quick wander outside, the usual help point there. A few car parking spaces. Quite a few empty ones. This is looking back up to the platform from the road. You can just see the pillars of the old platform and building supports. Well, that's WHATSTANDWELL and Ambergate. So a quick summing up. I think WHATSTANDWELL seems to retain a lot of its dignity. The footbridge over to the Cromford Canal towpath is really good. Not easy to get at if you're disabled in any way, but it's a nice pleasant walk along there. Yeah, WHATSTANDWELL, and of course go there for the Cripes Museum. As for Ambergate, I think it makes me quite sad when I think of what Ambergate used to be. If you look at some of the old British transport films, there's pictures of a blue Pullman actually on this platform sweeping round this bend as it rushes off towards Manchester Central. And there used to be buildings, staff, barrows with parcels and sacks, and no doubt a cat curled up somewhere on the working timetable. So for a large station, Derby's really nice, airy, bags of room, and out on the platforms you can still see echoes of the old station peeping out above the new one.